Everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest release. And that newest release this time was Weapons from Zach Kriegler,
Rager?
Kringle.
Kriegler,
Kroger.
Kroger. And it also starred Julia Garner and Josh Brolin and Han Solo. What is his name? Eldon and something. Eldon something.
That was Han Solo?
That was Han Solo.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that movie since theaters. Did not remember that.
And he was also in Oppenheimer. And Benedict Wong is in there. And some other people. The guy who voices the new Dale, so he was the sheriff or the chief.
Like Chippendale?
Like King of the Hill
King of the
Dale.
Hill.
Oh, it's like
He's also the Wiz from Seinfeld, so no one beats him because he's the
dang.
Wiz. Okay, so Weapons is described as a mystery horror film, and it deals with a certain event that happened at 2:17 in the middle of the night when all the children of a certain classroom took off. And I'm sure you've seen the trailer where they run like weirdos. So it deals with the point of view storytelling from a couple characters. One is the teacher of the class who is vilified by the town, and the parents, they want to know what happened and they think she's involved, especially one of them who's Josh Brolin. His son is missing and he is a contractor, and he believes that Julie Gardner's character is the one responsible, so he tries to figure out what happened, and he has access to maps that help him. Also, we get a police character who's involved with Julia Garner. We get a drug addict in there. We get Benedict Wong's character, who is like the principal. Is he the principal? I think he's the principal, right?
Yeah.
And he's trying to protect the kids as best as he can. And then our last point of view character is Alex, who's a little kid. He's the only survivor from the class. And there's a big mystery about what's going on with him. And a couple characters want to know, especially Julie Garner's character, because she feels like she needs to talk to him, but no one will let him. No one will let her talk to him. So it is cut up in the chapters where we get each character's name, and then we get their story, and then it leads to the end. So how do we want to tackle this? Should we just go by character by character? Julie
First
Garner.
question.
Okay.
Was
ahead.
I the only one that was hoping there'd be a Donna chapter?
Who is Donna?
She was the crazy girlfriend that he lied about breaking up with, that came in and beat her up in a gas station. I was really hoping it'd be like, and Donna, or like something, just have like a quick little thing where she freaks out.
It needs to be like the chapters like, and Donna.
Yeah, that's what I was really, because I thought, I was like, there's humor to this, but it's a possibility that might happen, but it never did. That was sad.
Yeah, that would have been funny. We'll talk about it because it very much is a comedy. But we'll talk about that aspect a little later. Okay, let's start with character. I guess Julie Gardner. Her teacher's name. What was her name? It was Justine. So Justine's the first story we get.
Didn't remember that.
I don't know why I was going with Lillian, but that was way off.
Jay was not what I was thinking.
So Justine, she's the teacher of this classroom. The class disappears. We have like assemblies and stuff, or just where they can throw food at her and stuff, and just say, "What's wrong with you?" You guys are gonna. I don't know. I have a lot of like things because I've watched a lot of reviews to try to figure out why everyone loves this movie, and so there's a lot of things where I'm confused about. And one of them is a lot of the reviewers make a big deal about her drinking. It didn't seem like a big deal to me, but everyone's like, "Oh, she's an alcoholic," and maybe she is, but I don't think the movie really puts it that way.
Really? Because she's
She
going.
drinks and drives.
Yeah.
She's drinking and driving. She's got a 7-Up cup like this, not like this, but like full of vodka, just straight out of the bag.
Yeah.
We see her go to the liquor store 3 times.
She's also really stressed out. I don't know. So what do you guys think of her character and her story?
Hold on. Carl
Okay.
Urban is Johnny Cage?
Yes.
I was watching the trailer because you guys talked about it and I had no idea.
Carl. Let's go
Yep.
back. No, I like this actress a lot, Jennifer Garner from Ozark. Was what I know her from. She's
Fantastic Four.
true. She
Fantastic
was
Four.
You loved her in that. You're
silver
like,
lady.
man, she's so
she was
silver.
one of the only good parts of that movie. So true. But I liked her performance, and the beginning is where I liked a lot of the mystery of the movie. You're like, what the heck is
Yeah.
going on? There are kids who've watched too much anime. They all ran out at one time. You're like, why is everything going crazy? So I think her and I almost said Jonathan Bernthal.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. It went Jonathan Bernthal, Jeff Bridges, and then you guys said Josh Brolin. That's what I was going for. They're the
JBs.
two. They're the two for sure that I was most intrigued with, like their story. Although,
Yeah, me too.
there was a flashback later on that made me less sympathetic to Brolin's character, but we can get to that. But yeah, so I like the mystery and like because it doesn't really give you any context of if she actually had anything to do with this. So you don't really know because it could be a movie that turned around and be like, oh, she knew the whole time, or she did something weird or something. So you're very much in the thing of like, I want to be on your side, but I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, the alcoholic thing, I felt like it was. I don't know where that was going or where that came from, but it felt very just reactionary.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess she was a frequenter at that bar. He knew her. So I don't know.
And the only time it really affects her is when she like hooks up with that guy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
It
only
more
kind of
affected him than
bad.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a tolerance. He apparently has nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Next.
Oh, yeah, I liked her character. Though I don't know what crazy fool sleeps with their door open like that. Because especially like, I was just like, no, only psychos do that. Because like, who would sleep in a house like that where the door's facing the front door down a hallway? It's just like, who does that?
That
Also-
was weirdly designed.
Well, also, we didn't see very much of it, but I'm like, she has this property on a teacher's salary as a single
Oh.
woman. I was like, it's a nice
That's
place.
Hollywood. Yeah.
But it might have been smaller. It was kind of hard to tell. But and then also her tailing skills were just horrible. She's like, I'm gonna follow this bus, and it's like you look down the street and she's this far from it going. Like God.
Well, even
She
Josh
did not-
Brolin
she did-
was
she
bad
did
because
not-
he was like just across the street looking at her.
She did not make a case for the non-creepy teacher because she just
True.
straight up followed
Yeah.
Alex,
stalking
just
him.
like, yeah, and like got out of the car and started walking up to him too. It's just like, okay, I think we're verging on the bad teacher thing
Yeah.
here. Why don't we pull back a little bit?
And she has a history, but it was with faculty, so
Mhm.
she probably slept around or something. That hussy. Another thing that's
Sound
been
like
brought
Donna,
up,
Joseph.
I know that another thing that is I kind of asked Jared too is like would the parents really blame her that much? Do you guys think?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an
You
easy
do?
out.
Because
Yeah.
I would be like,
I had that thought during the theater because at first I was like, man, they're really going after it. But then
Yeah.
I was like, it is really like the only thing that ties them together is the classroom. That's the thing that I think holds so much weight for it is the fact that she is the only thread to grasp on at that moment for any of those parents. Like we don't, apart from the Naruto running, and like that's the only thing they had to pull on. So I was like, I do believe it. After kind of I thought about it for a bit, so it was kind of like, but
I
yeah.
think there would also be more like scrutiny on the kid that didn't
true.
get taken
Mm.
because they kind of like pass him over, like, oh yeah, no, he says like there's something wrong. It's
Yeah, I
fine.
feel like he had plot armor a little bit, but
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But he's an old man in a child's body, so I mean,
his right foot goes like this when he walks.
Yeah.
He's got responsibilities. He's got to feed people soup.
He's got to get that soup. And
Okay, so the next
I'll get
the
that
next
later.
character was Josh Brolin, right?
Mhm.
Remind me if I'm going in the right order. Okay, so Josh Brolin, he plays Archer Graff, and he is the father of Matthew. Matthew is a kind of a jerk kid.
That's what I was talking about. That made me very much. I was like, oh, because at first you're like, oh, he's sweet. He misses his long-haired son. And he's like, oh, blah, blah. But then you see who Matthew was. And you're like, oh, I don't really,
It's not the kids. That's not. It's a kid, man.
Yeah, but he's a snot.
Doesn't deserve to get
He's still a
abducted.
bully.
Yeah, but it also made me feel less bad for Josh Brolin. I'm like, he was a crappy kid. Why are you crying so much?
And then
Jesus.
Hey.
he
Jesus
has
Christ, Michael.
I
He
just
has
felt
a-
less bad for him. That's all.
he has a line where he's like, "I wish I would have told you I loved you," or something like that. So
No, see, he was a bad dad. He's a bad child. Correlation. Take him, Granny.
I'm sure he stressed that kid out at sports. I'm sure they spent time together. That's not a bad dad. They're forcing him to be like a football star. He's fine.
He never loved him, Jared. He never loved it. I liked his part. Like Michael said, I did like the two beginning stories, like probably the best, just because of the atmosphere of them, the creepiness of them. So I do like the part where Josh Brolin kind of has that dream, and and he sees all this kind of weird stuff, and he that part was really weird with like the gun over the house, and I was like, where are we going with that?
I don't know
like,
what the point of that was.
What did that
I'm not sure
mean?
why there was a gun alarm clock, but because like the alarm clock in the kids' room wasn't a gun.
No,
I mean, there was
it's
like
normal.
there's like a Call of Duty poster up there, but that's the only thing I saw.
Yeah, I don't
So that
know.
was
Yeah.
weird.
He also gets some funny parts because I think the whole audience laughed when he sees that thing he sees, and then he's like, "What the?"
Oh, yeah, he gets
when
up,
he
like,
wakes
Yeah.
up.
what the
What
heck
the-
was that?
I think
That,
everyone
that was a
laughed
very
at that part.
honest. That was a very honest reaction.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be me.
We've all had those dreams where we're like, what did I eat last night?
And then he also has a funny interaction with Justin Long, who's in this movie
Mhm.
for a little bit.
There's
Kinda,
a
takes over the house.
barbarian cameo there. So
Yeah. And yeah, so what do you guys think of Josh Brolin's little act?
I really like that character actually. I thought I liked how he did the graphing, which I think is funny. His last name's Graph. But I thought it was interesting. It's kind of interesting to see his work life being affected by his obsession. And I did like the funny part where he asked the wife and the wife says no, but then he asks the husband and the wife's just like glaring daggers at him at the stairs. Just like,
Yeah, she is not a happy wife.
She is
just
not- she's not very happy for someone who's trying to find their kid, but
Mhm.
whatever.
like I'm going to work or
Matthew sucked anyway. I'm out of here.
he was a bully.
Oh yeah,
You guys really like turn the tide on like child
Matthew was a
kidnappings.
snot, man. Take
Jeez.
the other 11 or whatever it was. Leave him down there for a little bit.
He was a long hair too, long haired and a brat. so-
Ungroomed and unmannered, man.
I'm fine with them saving the good kidnapped kids, but like
Good
Matthew.
Leave Matthew down there.
He's done for. No, that's the police are utterly useless in this movie because that was kind of my first thought when you see all the kids running off. I'm like, they're clearly running in a direction. Someone's going to figure out and start triangulating where they're all going.
Yeah.
All the cops are utterly useless, do nothing the whole movie. And so I like
Well-
that it was Josh Brolin kind of putting his head and he used his like construction tools and everything.
My
you doing?
girlfriend brought up a really good point. Is that because they're like, oh yeah, on our Ring camera we saw our kid taking off. I'm like, she's like, we have a Ring camera on our front porch, and it goes off when anybody like walks past our Ring camera. It's like everybody has those nowadays. So you would see like a flock of kids running in a direction
It's just like-
somewhere.
Notification.
Yeah.
Notification.
Yeah. It's like you would see something. So yeah, she's like, that kind of fell apart a little bit for me. I'm like, yeah, now that you bring that up, that's a good point.
Yeah, and then the fact
Right.
that they take off all the paper windows of the creepy house, and then they put them all back up, and no one questions it. No one goes in to check on the parents. That it just there's a lot of holes in the reasoning.
Yeah, the authority figures in this movie are kind of maybe that's a point they're making,
They're
but
too busy
Well,
banging teachers.
They even say, oh yeah, but they even say in like the first or the narrations, like the police and everybody are really like embarrassed by this. So if you ever officially ask, nothing happened. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
the little
go
girl.
in and ask, people will tell you what happened.
We
Yeah,
never
what
get
is
That's
to
a
it,
little
meet.
girl.
Yeah, we never get to meet narrator kid.
Nope.
I like to meet narrator kid.
There's nothing to do with this. She just heard about it.
Yeah. What else? Anything else on Josh Brolin's little?
I remember because hers ended with principal running at her, right?
hmm
And then it cuts to Josh Brolin's character. Where does his end?
Yeah, where did his end?
His ended. No, his ended. Hers ended with the door being shut after the
Oh.
lock being cut.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
his
yeah.
ended
His
with
ended with the crazy
Benedict
dude.
Wong getting
Yeah.
hit.
True.
So-
yeah, because he chased him down the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to flip.
Because I remember when the mom came out with the scissors, the entire audience went.
They freaked out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the mom. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I heard someone say it was the bad guy, but I was like, that's
Nah,
the
yeah,
mom,
that's the
wasn't
mom.
it?
Yeah, she had the bedhead.
In the
Although
weird walk.
they were never laying down. They were always sitting down on the chairs or the couches. But how'd she get bedhead? I don't know.
I don't know.
Soup.
The
more
soup.
plot holes.
The soup fell in her hair, and she
It just frizzed it up.
Okay, so next character is Eldon Ehrenreich. He plays Paul Morgan, a troubled police officer and Justine's former flame. So yeah, Han Solo with a mustache.
This was pretty fun.
Was it?
Yeah, he got stabbed by a druggie.
Oh, yeah,
his was
yeah.
funny. There was a lot of good humor in this one.
Yeah, this is where the movie starts turning into a
Mhm.
comedy, I think. Because you have him, you have the drug dealer. I like how, he's like, does the search and he's like, is there anything you poke me? And when he gets poked, he just like punches.
Decks him. He's like, oh, the camera's shooting.
Maybe like his
Uh,
interactions with
Horrible
Chief.
cops.
'Cause
Oh, gosh.
She's like, tell him that we're on for dinner. And he's like, okay. And he's like, we're on for dinner. And he's like, oh, all right. And he's like, so 50 years? It's a long time. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
calling me old? And he's like, no.
And then the thing with the wife too. But is there anything that like stood out to you guys about his story or anything?
By the cops?
Yeah.
No,
Or
not
about
really.
his character?
I feel kind of sorry for him because he's kind of a pathetic person, and he's obviously getting pushed around in his entire life and his job and his relationships, and it's just kind of there.
Well,
So
you say pushed around, but I feel like there because he was clearly an addict before, and then they helped him
Mhm.
and are trying to help him stay clean. I just think he's stupid.
no, that's what I mean though. Is that he has no like
Yeah.
willpower of his own.
Yeah, he needs a little.
Stupid. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. I lost it. Lost my train of thought. Okay. Moving on.
How you're staring right at it for like an hour.
Well, I'm reading something. So Austin Abrams is James. He's the homeless drug addict, and he also likes to steal stuff for fun. I think I saw something where this is like the only of the original cast that made it, because there was like a whole different like Pedro Pascal was supposed to be in it.
Really?
Thank
Yeah.
God he wasn't. Like that would be a terrible casting for. He's supposed to be Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
He's supposed to be Josh Brolin's character.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's no.
Just a Pedro
so
hater.
James,
Well, it's just-
pretty
It's too much. It's too much.
do we
Where
touch
does, where does
Pedro
this take
overload?
place?
I don't know. The East.
Michigan, I think.
I have no idea.
I think.
Some place that has trees, not like us.
Josh Brolin seems like a southern dad, so
Yeah.
Which is ironic because he's from California.
The
Hey,
drug
some
dealer.
of the best southern actors are like from England or
True.
That's not even
That's the
remotely
only
true.
one they can do.
I didn't know the dude from Walking Dead was in southern. I thought he was
Andrew
American.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a good one.
The drug dealer. So again, funny stuff.
Pennsylvania is where they're in.
Like I said, the East. The drug dealer, living in a tent, needs some money because he's out of drugs. Calls his friend or whoever this is, and it's like, "Yo, I gotta need some shoes. Give me some money so I can go make some money." That was pretty funny. And then he gets entwined with the cop because the cop arrests him. Um, and that's and then he did. You kind of get these two characters like the police. I was like, why are we seeing his story? He doesn't really have
Mhm.
much to do with it other than he knows Julia Garner. And then the drug dealer, you're like, well, this guy really has not much to do with this story, except for he goes to the house and he goes in it. And, you once you get scared in a house, you would probably leave like right away. But he sticks around to
He
get the
needs
silverware.
money. He
Put
needs
it out there.
drugs.
That's true. He needs those drugs, so
You answered your own question. He needs drugs.
he needs them.
I was telling Joseph that I thought he was Alex's brother because he kept saying, "Tell mom that I'm getting a job or something like that" on the phone. So I thought he was robbing his own house,
Hmm.
but I don't. He had nothing to do with them, so I was
Well,
confused.
Nope.
I remember why. Oh, because he saw the all the newspapers. It was like, oh, no one's at this house, so he goes up into it, and then my thing with him is like, clearly someone's upstairs. He hears old crazy
Yeah.
lady aunt just banging things around. Starts just opening drawers willy nilly. Doesn't try to be quiet. I feel like he gets less quiet the more he progresses. Sees the parents and is like, oh, you guys are crazy. I'm gonna keep stealing from you. So that dude's just bonkers. I like how he goes back and he's getting the money from the pawn shop, whatever, and then he sees the poster. And he's just like, it's like this. You just see the ecstatic dawning moment of like 50 G's of how much he could take. It's like freaking dumb. But
He knows where they
there's some
are.
really good humor in this one for sure. And then him going back to the police station because they won't believe him or they won't go meet him. And so the cop boy sees him. He's like,
I've got a phobia
"You gotta
of
be
police
effing
stations.
kidding me." He takes off. He's like running over the puddle. This was good humor in this one.
Dude, when he got stabbed in the face, I was like, "Oh,
Oh, with the
I
flea?
know.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, he's got a phobia of police stations, Michael. So
Yeah.
and yeah, when we first meet Gladys inside the forest from his perspective,
Oh yeah.
that was weird. I was just like, the hell? Is that Pennywise?
McDonald?
I guess we met her for. Oh, we haven't done that. Anyway, ignore me. I didn't say anything.
That
Yeah,
one
fuck.
part though, where he's like, also like you've already seen these people being weird in the living room. Why would you go into the basement? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was.
Why on earth? You've already
He
heard
needs
hearing,
money.
you're hearing weird stuff upstairs. Like, why would you go in the obviously haunted basement? And then when all those kids just go like, I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
out.
I also like how this is a nice house, what 2-story, like huge house, and he takes DVDs and spoons. That's his collection that he goes for. I'm like, there's got to be a jewelry box or something. You didn't try for anything else.
some
You want
premium
to go
spoons."
upstairs?
Did not want upstairs.
Next one is Marcus, I think. That's and then because Alex
Yes.
is after the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marcus, he's the principal. He's Benedict Wong. He, he's trying to get Justine not to go to bug Alex because he's afraid that she's going to get in trouble. But she makes a complaint, right? She's like, she's worried for Alex after she went to his house. So that means he kind of has to investigate it. We got a scene where he's like at shopping with his dude and, he's talking to Justine on there and he's like picking foods out.
Yeah, it was
I
interesting
should
how
make
they
his
left half
significant
that-
up.
It's interesting how they left half that conversation. You thought it ended before, whenever he was like, I'm going to pretend like we never had the conversation with whenever you're seeing her point of view. And then there was a whole other half of the conversation. I was like, that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Like when his significant other is holding the cereal boxes and he chooses one and he obviously chooses the other
I
ones.
didn't notice
I was
that.
like, dang.
He's like,
And then,
Dude,
so he,
do you guys want that tray of hot dogs and
what
carrots? And
was that, dude? That was insane. That was like 8 hot dogs, or maybe probably 10.
7.
Was there
So
7?
Yeah.
when he did that, I turned to Michael and Michael turned to me and he went,
It's
damn.
like, oh my, that was the best snack treat I've ever seen in my life.
Well, not only that, but like each hot dog was like perfectly like mustard,
Oh, I know.
the perfect amount of chips, a few chocolate or
It-
chocolate chip
it-
cookies, and then they both had like big old glasses of iced tea. I'm just like, that is just the life.
And then
Like,
just
they're
fit
watching-
like it was made to be.
They're watching the Nature Channel. They both got matching Mickey Mouse T-shirts. I'm like, these people are the like happiest people. Might I add, the gayest people of all time.
They did.
So
They
s-
won.
just gay in like the actual term gay, not the homosexual way, but just happy. I would be so happy with that.
Till the
I think I
knot.
saw something that the hot dogs actually have to do with whitest kids, but I didn't read it, so I can't tell you for sure what it meant. But
I don't know.
so that scene we're talking about, he before that he needs to talk to Alex's parents, but he can't get him on the phone, and there's a reason for that. So he gets a knock at his principal door, and his secretary is like freaked out of her mind. And she's like, "Your, appointment's here," and he's like, "Yeah, let her in." So this is where we first really meet Gladys, and she's interesting dressed. She's got bright hair. He talks to her, and he's like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, but I really need to talk to the parents." And she's like, "Oh, well, they have the consumption." He's like, "I thought that's what you get when you get on the Oregon Trail." So yeah, she dodges that, and then for some reason she goes to his house, and she's like, "I just walked across the city. I need some water." He's like, "Nah, I don't really want you in here." he tries to keep her out, but his dude's like,
His dude.
yeah, his dude's like, "Yeah, come on, hey, give her some water." And then we get like this horrific scene where, we see it's kind of revealed that she's a witch, because she's got all these witchy things going on.
A
And
purse.
a purse, yeah, she's got a
And a
magical
bell.
purse and a bell, and so she needs a bowl of water. And like I was watching the guys revealing, well, who asked for a bowl of water? That would be pretty weird, and you'd probably say
Well,
no.
in all
She
honesty,
explains that.
in all honesty, he like looks at her like, you're freaking crazy, but his man is just like,
Yeah.
just do it. She's like, she's an old lady, and he's like, okay.
Well, it's also, if you're gonna get a bowl of water, like you think you're gonna give her something to drink, would you get like that big of a
No,
bowl? Like
that's
the
like a
first thing you would
baking
get
bowl.
would be like a small like hand bowl, but she gave a whole mixing bowl for him. For
Yeah,
goodness,
she'd be like, "Hey, I need a bigger bowl."
water her for a week.
I can't do witchcraft in that tiny cereal bowl.
Yeah. Well, that's all you get, lady. Yeah, so she does her thing with a branch and some hair, and she snaps it, right? And then Benedict Wong character is now under her control, and beats up his dude. Well, not beats up, he kills the dude with his head very violently, and then runs and takes off for Justine. And then he makes it there, right? So he runs across town, and he gets there, and he like just attacks her, and Josh Brolin's there to save her. And they have like a fight in the gas station, and then poor Marcus,
Get out of my store. Help me,
Yeah.
a-hole.
she's like, yeah, she keeps saying to help me. And then she gets in her car, drives away, and Marcus like follows, and the poor guy meets an end by a car smacking him. His head is no more.
That poor lady too.
She was
She was
Alarmed.
traumatized.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like he got hit like that, so you would think his like leg and stuff would be broken, but his head was just clean off.
Oh no, let's ask Joseph. How's that work?
Was that his head? I thought it was his waist that was like torn in half.
It
I
looked
thought
like
it was
just
his
his
head.
head.
Oh.
What did you guys see?
I saw his head go bye-bye.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was like at his waist, and we just saw like the torso bottom bit.
So Marcus,
We're all seeing different things. Who
yeah.
knows? It's like the dress again, all over again. But what did you see?
There was never a dress.
So Marcus, yeah, his character, like I said, authority figures don't come off very well, and he's like the authority of the skull.
Marcus was actually pretty like legit. He was trying to separate everybody, make sure nobody's crossing paths.
He also did right, but his dude kept
Yeah,
let
his
this person
dude
in.
messed up.
Let the right one in, and he
True.
died.
But I think it's just like showing how like schools aren't run very well, and they're more there to not get sued than to actually help kids. And I don't know. This is what I took out of his story. But what do you guys think of Marcus?
I liked Marcus. Honestly,
I did
Marcus
like
was probably
Marcus.
like the most wholesome person
It was
there.
delightful. It was a delightful
Yeah.
little sequence till his head got bashed
Yeah.
in. I wanted all
Kind of
the
felt
hot
sorry for
dogs.
him.
He's just having a nice life, and then
Yeah, he's like, I'm not
They're
here for
dead.
any trouble, guys. I retire in 10 years. I just want to get out of this.
don't add that, Michael. That makes me sad.
He was there.
You saw
they were
his.
gonna,
You
they were
saw
gonna sell
him.
their house and travel the world. They had a grand old plan.
They're gonna get a catamaran and just like sail the Pacific, and
100%.
Mm.
Not
Too bad.
anymore.
Now
Not
they're
anymore.
dead.
Marcus is a part of the street.
Oh, he sailed for like 10 seconds. And...
His head's still going. No, yeah, it's fun. It was gross, and that's whenever it got really, I feel like, very just icky. It's like, oh, the head
Gory.
smashing, gross. And then the lady cutting her hand and snapping. We finally get to learn how she does her tricks, and you get a little insight as to why what's her face's hair was cut and stuff like that. And then yeah, it's kind of it was
Yeah.
more of like a tie-in thing than anything else.
Yeah, it was real short.
Yeah,
Well, I guess.
just the introduction.
It
really
seemed
was
short.
The important part of it.
Yeah. So next we get to the last character, and that's Alex, and he is the young child from Justine's class who is the last remaining kid. And we see some of his backstory where he was bullied. And he's got parents, and they seem pretty nice. But their aunt is coming to stay with them, and he's like, I don't even know this person. And the dad's like, I don't think your mom even knows this person.
You know what's
And-
crazy about this generation? The bullies look like everyone. Like back in my day, you could see a bully and
You
you'd
could
be
tell
like, that's
the
a
bully.
that's a bully.
Yeah.
This, I was like, that's just a kid.
He had cut off sleeves and a tattoo at 9 years old that said "mom," and carried a switchblade that was actually a comb.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious back then.
They were held back, so they were gigantic compared to everyone else. So Alex, we meet their parents, and they're the ones who invited Gladys in. It seems to me like she wasn't really related to them, that she kind of,
I don't
that's
think
just
so.
how I got it.
Yeah, I have
got
no
from
idea how that
I think
worked
it
out.
was like she took her identity and she's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
your aunt," even though, again, the mom or she hadn't seen like Gladys since before they were married, and it's like I don't even think she was at her wedding, and because she's like I think she was like making up stuff too, like with Alex. I haven't seen you since you were a kid, but then the mom's like she didn't even come to our wedding, so it's like I don't think she's like actually their aunt. So
Yeah, I think there's like a suggestion that she's ancient or something like that. So she just kind of got into the family somehow.
Kills the youth of children.
So Alex, he wakes up and she comes out the middle of the night, which was kind of weird. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was just he went to bed early because he's a little
That's
kid.
happened to me before. Like I've gone to bed and I've had like relatives show up like that they came in like at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and I was already asleep. So I've
Yeah,
had that
that's
before.
You could have had a early
Early
bedtime.
bedtime.
I was
Yeah.
always those relatives that showed up at 9 or 10 at night.
Yeah, so she comes in late at night, and I'm trying to remember because she doesn't spend a whole lot of time with the parents.
She stays in her room mostly.
Yeah, she stays in her room, and Alex, there's one part where he like goes into the room, and he's like, freaks out. And then I'm trying to remember, but he comes home one day, and the parents are just like sitting there at the dinner tables, just all still. And
Oh, because they forgot to pick him up. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I've been there. I've been there before.
He's like, yeah, he has to walk home.
And
And-
that big black teacher's like, "You want to ride, kid?" He's like, "No, I'm good, man. Thanks." Just
Well,
walked
also,
away.
that's another thing. Like, any teacher cannot do that in reality.
Yeah, I know.
They have
Well,
to
no,
make sure
that
kid-
was because like she like what was her Justine got in
Justine?
trouble for doing that,
Yeah.
and so I'm just like, wait, hold on. He said he's offering. Is nobody like punishing him?
Yeah,
What's
well,
going
it's
What
on?
are you supposed to do? Call the cops?
You're supposed to
Yeah.
hold them there.
Supposed to
and
call
get a
the
hold of
parents, right?
guardians,
Supposed to
can't-
call the truancy officer.
Yeah, you cannot let them leave. Like
Yeah.
at
And
first, I was
then-
like, maybe I'll give it a break for time. Oh no, there's ring cameras. You're screwed. It's modern times.
Yeah.
Which is
They
funny
make-
because I've had teachers walk like when I was a kid, I had a teacher walk me home
What?
once.
Why did we answer that question, Josie? You've been a teacher.
That's true. You are a
Not
teacher.
very, very long. And
Just
it
was like,
doesn't
I don't
come
deal
up.
with children.
They're basically children.
Whoa,
And
you
then-
don't know them.
And they make him walk through the hood. He like walks. So he
Like I
gets
said,
home.
this kid, and I told Michael, like you see him like walking along with like the other kids, and everybody's like all happy and frolicky and stuff like that, and he just has that walk. I was like, that kid walks like a homeschooler, Michael.
Yeah, so he gets home and the parents are just sitting there, and Gladys kind of explains stuff. She's like, you do what I say now, and I can make your parents poke themselves with forks,
That was
which they
unpleasant.
do. Yeah, I mean, their face looked really fake when they were doing that, but
It didn't
Um,
look like they were penetrating. It looked like they're just
Yeah.
like,
yeah, I kind of
I can make your parents eat each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
I was
eat
like,
each other. So now he's like stuck with this old lady.
no, she can't. They can barely eat soup. She's a liar.
True.
I could have swore there was a scene in the trailer where someone stabs himself with a pencil, but maybe I was thinking of a fork. I don't know. So Alex now has to live with this old lady, and he has to feed his parents some soup, which Campbell's soup is their choice. Which
When he
seems
tries
like
to
the
open
worst kind of
first
soup.
one, he just like does the little hole puncture and it just spills out. He's like,
Water
dang
all on the
Yeah,
floor.
I like
And
how
it
we
looks
upgraded to the
it.
finger pop.
Yeah, it looks terrible when he's feeding. It's like water and
Doesn't even warm
noodles.
it up.
Yeah.
He's 9.
I know he gets better.
Would have
He
been funny if
learns.
you just had like out of the holes of their faces just soup coming out.
So we kind of learn what Gladys's trick is. She has this tree, this like silver tree, and she pull branches from it. And then when she gets hair, or it doesn't have to be hair, it could be like personal effects. Because Alex, she sends him on a mission to get something from each of the students, which is pretty smart because he's like looking around. He's like, oh, I could take that girl's koosh ball. You know what? Let me just get the name tags on all these.
But that's like
Lucky.
personal adjacent. That's not
yeah,
personal.
that's true.
But
That's
they
not, like,
personalized it. I'm guessing.
I was gonna
they
say
drew
like
it, so
every kid wrote their own name on there, so that
Yeah.
is theirs,
They
which
colored
I
it,
thought was
too.
pretty smart. To be
Signed
honest
it.
with you,
except for the teacher, they should have had the scene where she confronts him outside because the fact
Yeah.
they're sitting right there and there's
Yeah,
glaring
right in
missing
front of him.
paper. It's like just do it in
Yeah.
the hallway and it's believable. But
well, and the fact that he was like the most guilty kid ever. When she's just like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I needed something and I forgot it, but I'm going away now. Bye." He's like walks away with the bag. I'm just like, he's
With the
obviously
bag, I
guilty.
one falls out. Oh.
Yeah.
I think Jared, the reason why it doesn't look personalized is because they all have like perfect penmanship
Yeah.
and not in real life. It'd just be like squiggles everywhere.
Well, I was saying because you don't really interact with it after that first
Yeah.
time. It's
Well, also he took all of them, but he didn't leave his own.
He didn't.
Yeah, so maybe
Why
he's in
isn't he
control the
under
whole
his
time.
control?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, so she can control people with her little, ceremony that she does, and she gets the kids. I guess she's like living off the life force of these people, and it doesn't work on the parents that well. So she like thinks she needs kids, which apparently it works because she looks younger than she did at the first part.
Just
Yeah,
growing
more
her hair
years.
back.
get more years with those kids.
Yeah. So as they keep the kids in the basement and they're just kind of standing there, and poor Alex has to
Just-
feed them.
Stand here.
That's got to take him all day, man.
I know. How does he have
So
time
half
for
of it
school?
falls out. You like tip their head back or something.
How does he have time for school? And then, are you gonna say something? No. Okay. So Alex,
On tie.
I'm trying to. Where does it go next? So we get back to the part where we were, right? So, well, there's a part where they gotta hide. They gotta hide what's going on. So they tell the kids to like run outside, and the police come and they like search stuff. And then there's a part where like she has to meet with the authorities, and she brings the dad, and she's like, "Oh, that guy had a stroke, so he's gonna sit there." I don't know where the mom is. No idea where the mom.
No records
explanation
of
for
this
the mom.
stroke. No, nothing.
Yeah. So that was kind of a little unbelievable, but and then finally, she tells Alex that they're gonna leave, right? That it's time
Yeah.
to go. Um, so he's like, "Oh no!" But this is at the point where like the cop comes in, and she gets control of him, and they don't really show her get control of the druggie, I think, but he gets it under
No.
control. Um, and then so we go all lead up to where Justine and Josh Brolin's character are, outside the truck, and they're watching. Um, did they
Like
see
when
like the
she,
door open and close and like
like when she commands him to go,
Oh, because
tell him like it's all good,
The cop
and
comes
he's
in
like,
waves.
yeah, that was
"Come
kind of
on."
weird. Yeah, come on. So they're like, "Do you want to go in there?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's go in there." So they go in there.
Why would you like horror movies, man? Just send a text to anyone. Hey, I am at this address. It's like dating apps 101. I am this address. If I die, you know where to find my body. It's like,
there's a funny thing about that. Like one time on a date, like I met someone through a dating app, and they're like, "You've met people before." I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "You never like texted anyone you were going?" I was like, "Never thought of that. I probably should."
It's a good idea. You would be these people in this house,
Yep.
Jared, with a
But I am well equipped once I get in that house. I've seen horror movies.
He knows the deal.
Jared's looking for salt lines everywhere.
Yeah, there's salt lines.
It
And they're
smells like
"Don't
a witch in here, and then I just
they're like, "Don't step over the salt lines, because if you do, guys attack you." So like Justine steps over one, and the cop attacks her, and then I don't know. Josh Brolin steps on one, and the druggie attacks him. And for some reason, Alex is like, "Should I step on the salt too?" And he does.
No,
So
well,
the
no,
parents
no.
attack.
You left out the part where Josh Brolin literally beats the ever living crap out of that druggie.
He keeps getting
Like
up.
just keeps like just literally throwing him over his shoulder, just like, okay, that's weird.
And then he like ends up in the basement, and he like trying to find Matthew, and he's like, "Which one is he?" He's doing the light thing, and of course we get like the jump scare where it's
he
and
grabs
then
one of the kids. He's like, "Where is he? Where is he?"
and then Justine is fighting with the cop the whole time. And,
Oh yeah, she gets the
she's not doing
potato
great.
peeler, and
Yeah,
just,
she gets a
Oh
potato.
yeah, that was
peeler.
unnecessary.
Dude, okay,
Twice, man. Oh.
if he took a metal cast iron frying pan to the face with no like flinching, I don't think the potato peeler is going to be
Or at least peel his
much
eyes so
good.
you can't see.
Yeah,
you know?
something
Yeah,
vital. But
his
she just went for like the cheek
The
meat.
cheek.
Yeah,
It's like-
the cheek meat. He's all ashamed.
he should have had a beard, and she just shaves it off. He's like all baby face.
The guy
Yeah.
in front of us was cracking up at everything.
Dude, his laugh was great too.
It's like when people can take
Well,
like crowbars to the like body. It's like, no, that is
yeah, one crowbar, you're out. Yeah, so she's struggling. Finally, she gets the upper hand, and she gets the gun and does the gun thing. And then Josh Brolin, he needs help too, because he can't get rid of this freaking druggie. He just keeps coming back.
I thought he's gonna throw him down the basement.
That's what I thought.
One thing that bothered me is like she does these and she's like done, but she doesn't like go up to help Alex at all. So
I thought she was, yeah.
Yeah, it takes
I
her a
thought she
minute.
was-
This
kinda
is
like-
his battle, Joe. So this is his fight.
So he's fighting the parents, and he runs into the aunt's room, but they're not. She's not there, so he like runs in the bathroom.
The mom was doing a Shining impersonation. She's like,
Yeah, twice.
And then he gets. How did he? He gets the
He grabbed the
branch,
stick off
right?
the tree, yeah. And
Yeah.
He had
Did that have
the
all the
old
kids'
lady's
name on it?
hair.
No. So what he does
Oh, he
is
got the
that
old hair.
he gets the branch. He goes into the bathroom where she was at with she was combing her hair. He wraps the branch with her hair and snaps it. So all the kids go after her.
And it's
so he
funny
has
'cause
control
she's
over
like,
her.
Oh no!
Yeah. And
And-
then follows one of the funniest, like one take tracking shots I've ever seen in my entire life. So
Yeah.
And she
so
got
the lady-
really agile really fast.
Yeah, so
You're not old.
Those
She's
kids
like-
are working.
I know those kids really had to go after her.
I can say now that would like be one of the most terrifying things of all time is just having a bunch of like 10-year-olds like screaming at you and
It's
wanting
like-
to kill you.
It
It's just
takes
like
the how many third graders can you take to a different level?
Yeah. It's like, all right, I've been waiting for this my whole life. Let's do this.
It would be terrifying seeing Gladys Knight and her pips just coming at you, just going through your house, just like what the hell?
Yeah, so she runs through like the neighbors' houses, and they're like, "What the heck?" And they got glass everywhere.
Freaking
and
everybody
the
out.
mom's all mad.
Look what they did in the yard.
Yeah.
There's a man in here.
Who was mowing the lawn? That was someone.
Some dude.
That was a cameo, I think.
Oh, that sounds surprising.
Yeah. And then Gladys is actually played by Amy Madigan, who I know because she's the wife in Field of Dreams, so Kevin Costner's
That's
wife in that
her.
movie. Yeah, that's her.
Yikes.
So we end the movie with the kids finally catching up to Gladys and doing
Doing her dirty.
doing the Play-Doh pool, I guess you would call it. And then like Alex is hugging his parents. We get the narrator girl. She comes back and she's like, "Well, these kids were obviously traumatized by what they done.
They're not okay.
Yeah, these kids are not okay." But eventually, some of them started to talk. And like the last shot is Josh Brolin holding Matthew, and Matthew's looks all weird.
He never bullied again.
Never bullied
That's a
again.
lesson to all you bulliers out there. Send my aunt at you.
So that was weapons.
The weapons.
Let's go to Jared. Jared, you saw Barbarian and now you've seen Weapons. So what do you think of this guy as I should mention Alamo kept reminding us that this is the guy from The Whitest Kid You Know. So they really wanted us to know that. But what do you think of this guy as a horror director?
I've been liking him. I like the mix of comedy and horror. Someone was mentioning it, and I was like, yeah, it is a nice little mix because sometimes they're too serious, and you're just like, it's just kind of like a chore to get through, I guess. But with this, you still got some creepy bits like the dream, and then you get the comedy in it. So I enjoyed it. I don't think I loved it, but I would need to see it again. I did enjoy it. It was fun seeing it at the theater. I wish I saw Barbarian at the theater. When I saw Justin Long, I was like, "Oh, is this connected to Barbarian? Or are they gonna
The
go
universe.
find that house?" But yeah, I enjoy him as a horror director. Alamo was showing that clip where he's like, all the good horror directors were once
That was
comedy
cool.
guys. And I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense because they showed a few examples. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. I think I did enjoy it more than Barbarian. Although Barbarian's ending is a lot more like out there, it's kind of like, what the heck? Honestly, this would be an awesome like double feature if Alamo like showed Barbarian and then this. I think that'd be a pretty cool event. But I am excited to see what he does next. Hopefully another horror movie, or maybe he goes back to comedy.
He's doing the reboot of Resident Evil.
Oh yeah.
Dang it. Hollywood ruins everything. I don't want to see that. I don't think that'd be good, but
Yeah, because
maybe,
he's not
hopefully.
gonna base it on any.
Yeah,
of the
he's doing a whole different
characters.
story.
Yeah.
weirdly enough, the best Resident Evil is still the first one, and that one has like nothing to do with the horror with the video games. But it by itself is the best movie out like of all of the Resident Evil movies.
So it could be like he could do like a funny like cop kind of experience with Resident Evil, where it's just like cops having
Yeah.
kind of like a Shaun of the Dead, but with cops. Hot Fuzz mixed with Shaun of the Dead, I guess. But you never know.
That'd be
I
fun.
enjoyed this. I was trying to figure out if there was like a
Have-
significance to
have,
217 of like the time
have-
they went, but I couldn't.
Have Timmy play Leon Kennedy would be great. So from the Whitest Kids You Know.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely not like Long Legs where I was tense the whole time. But what did you think, Thomas?
I also have seen Barbarian, and I did like it a lot. But I like this one more because this one actually and I've watched The Wise Kids You Know since I was like 12 or 11, whenever that was out. On IFC, which was, just great. But this one I did like it a lot, like compared to a lot of the horror movies that we've seen, and we've seen some pretty good horror movies lately. But the biggest thing I have an issue with modern horror movies is that they make everything not supernatural, and that kind of gets on my nerves. Like with okay, spoiler alert for Heretic, which I thought Heretic was a very good movie, even though it wasn't a horror movie. Like the whole thing about there being like an older religion and everything else was just his a hoax. I didn't like that.
Dude,
I
that
like-
was gonna be cool if it was like the first religion,
Like
or
the
something.
proto religion. Yeah, I was like, oh man, this I can get behind this, and then just turns out to be just a buying game. I'm like, okay, well, still a decent movie, but the twist was not what I wanted. But this one, where there's an actual witch in the woods, and there's like a witch controlling it and being behind that, I like that. So I like that there was an actual supernatural element to it, and not just it's just in your mind, that kind of thing. Because like if it would be like, oh yeah, all the kids were hypnotized,
The kids
for-
went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
yeah, something like that. It's like, oh, it was because of subliminal messaging out at the school. I'm like, no, God.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, I was like,
The
it was
mushrooms took over the head.
yeah. And so like I do like that they actually had a supernatural explanation for this. And I wasn't super tense the whole time. There were tense parts, and my girlfriend was freaking out every like 5 seconds, which was hilarious. There's this one part in the it was in Justine's house where like she sees Gladys on the ceiling, and she was watching the movie like this, and she went like, and then me and Michael both cracked up. So but yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I kind of look forward to a lot of what he's doing, because I didn't know it was Zach from the Wise Kids You Know that did Barbarian. That just did not connect. And then I saw this, I was like, oh shoot, well, I need to start watching some Wise Kids You Know. And
I told you guys when I saw Barbarian on this
Wow.
very channel that it was Zach.
well,
And
we
you guys
blacked it
were
out.
like, and you guys were like, oh yeah.
Must have been on autopilot, just like what do you call it? Just like those guys or those kids.
I went,
Michael,
Yeah, I have not seen Barbarian. I don't remember any of Wise Kids You Know except for one skit, I think. But I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. It's not really the horroriest of horror movies, more mystery, which I enjoyed. The thriller, mystery nature of it. I am torn on the last scene of them running, because while it was funny, it did kind of take the ridiculousness to a different level for me, because there's a lot of ridiculousness, a lot of suspension of disbelief in this movie. Like I said, with the horrible cops, the child getting along with buying so much soup and no guardians and all this kind of like there's a lot of stuff you gotta ignore in this movie. And so when it got to the kids running, because in my brain I was like, oh, this scene's gonna be really cool, because it's, we're in the dark house, all the papers covering up the daylight and everything, and I could just see the image of her dying in the house, and not this like crazy like Smeagol on acid running across the street thing going on. So, but I don't hate that. It was fun. It was funny. I do think it was probably too long for what it was, but my choice would have been to go the other way and stay in the house and keep it a horror ending, but that's okay. I do wonder, because in my brain I kept thinking, I was like, oh, this tree's got to burn at some point. Tree's got to burn. Tree never burned. So I'm like, do we get a sequel where the child takes over because he knows how to do it now? He's the only one that knows how, and he has the tree. So
Apparently, we're getting a
they did-
prequel.
They did leave
What?
it open.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a sequel with the child. I just called it. Come on, it's in your hands.
So while we're here, do you guys want to
Come here.
hear about how the Wise Kids You Know formed, or how they met?
Never. Don't spoil it for me. You'll ruin the
Well,
beginning.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Wow.
So Trevor, which was like the main guy, R.I.P. Trevor, Zach and Sam met at art college, and they're all staying in the same dorm room. Well, on the day of 9/11, they needed a vantage point to watch the towers being on fire. And so like, hey, do you know that guy across the hall? And I was like, I don't know. I think his name's Jimmy. And so they knocked on his door, and it's Jimmy. It's the other guy from the Wise Kids. You know, they're like, hey, can we like
Is that
hang
his name
out?
Timmy?
I'm sorry, Timmy. Sorry, not Jimmy. Timmy. And he's like, can we like hang out here? Because like this is kind of crazy. And then they watch the towers fall. And like a few hours later, there's like, you guys want to go get weed? Because I don't really like feel like doing anything. Like, yeah, let's go get weed. So, you know, they kind of became friends. Didn't really hang out with Timmy all that much, but they're like, you know what? Timmy's kind of a cool guy. We should, you know, kind of get him to hang out a bit. Hey, what should we do? It's like, well, maybe we should prank him, kind of show him our humor. So what they did was they busted into his dorm room, broke the door, tied him up, got him naked, and then
Best friends forever.
the thing is, when they broke the door, it shut, and they broke the door so it wouldn't open again. So they have Timmy like with a bag over his head, naked on his bed, and they had to call the super to like open the door for them and like repair the door. The super walks in, sees Timmy on there like naked. He's like, I don't want to deal with this, and walks out. So they drag Timmy down there, and they're like, well, if anybody says anything, it's his birthday. It's his birthday. And so they get Timmy out on the street. It's like in the middle of winter in Brooklyn, and people are like going like, what the hell's going on? Because they're dragging this poor dude with a bag over his head with handcuffs, and he's naked through the snow. And then Timmy keeps screaming through the bag, it's not my birthday, it's not my birthday. And so, because he has no idea what's going on, so he breaks loose and starts running down the street buck naked in the snow. And then there's like, well, what are we gonna do? It's like, well, let's chase after him and chase after him. So that's how the Wise Kids You Know was formed.
It's horrible. Neighbors, colleagues,
9/11.
around. You can't trust anyone.
And
Also,
9/11.
Who's selling weed on 9/11?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot of people, honestly.
Like
Nobody
there
wants
at
to be
that
sober for
time in
this.
that place. I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah. Strong performances. I feel like there were a couple scenes where the dialogue was pretty weak. There was one I can remember with Josh Brolin and what's her face in the truck, and I was just like, oh, that's just like, let's say what is happening, blah blah blah. There was a lot of just like
They're weapons. Don't you understand?
that is a kind of a weird title for this, because they're not. I mean, they are weapons, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I
Weapons
was
would be
really
better.
worried it was going to be about like gun control, like it's going to make a
It's just
like a
gun
school
dreams.
shooting allegory. Yeah, but I'm glad they kind of didn't go with that. But wait, go ahead.
The decision that they made when they saw the cop go like this, like, oh yeah, we'll walk in. I'm like, hell no, hell to the
Geniuses.
no.
But this was very kind of like tropey in the sense of like in a good sense of like it had a lot of good horror. Just, hey, this is horror and we're accepting it for what it is and we're going for it. That's why I definitely enjoyed the mystery. I enjoyed the horror in the beginning and the comedic bits, especially with the officer and the druggy James, was great for me. So I definitely really enjoyed this movie. It was a good one.
Oh. I would smack a drug addict if he had a needle in his pocket.
I mean, he
would knock
could have
him out.
patted the pocket first. I feel like he didn't. He asked for it, is what I think he did.
If I stuck my finger or my hand in his pocket and got stabbed by a needle, I'd be like, "Oh, you forgot your diabetes, my friend."
Do you have
I
AIDS?
think
No.
it was.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of.
I think this movie was a little ruined to me because of RLM. They were like gushing over it.
Yeah,
And they said there was like a big twist at the end. I was like, there's no twist. Like
There's
when I was
no twist
watching
at
it,
all.
I can think But that's one thing
Yeah,
I didn't see a trailer for this. I knew nothing about this movie.
Oh, really?
So that was kind of nice going in, just like zero
saw the-
expectations, just heard good, heard bad, going in, had fun.
I saw the teaser, and that was about it. because it was just them running into the night. I was like, "That's all I need to see. Don't want to see
Yeah.
anything else." And that was a good
So-
teaser too. So
So, like Jared, I was really disappointed because of what I've seen before. The podcast I listened to, they all loved it. They're like, "Oh, this is like a Twilight episode. There's a big old twist. The ending is like shocking." And I was like, so I'm watching this. I didn't expect it to be a comedy, even though it was I mean, I knew it was from the guy from Whitest Kids, and but I really didn't expect it to be a comedy from the trailers. So I thought, oh, we're gonna get this cool mystery. It's not. It's not very mysterious for a mystery though, because we get a lot of stuff answered really fast. We know Alex is like something's up with Alex because his house is the way it is, and then like there's that part where he like don't follow me, um, and then yeah, we get Gladys pretty fast, and it's pretty obviously. I mean, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna be a witch," and she's like, "Oh, she's a witch," and so there's not much mystery to it. Like I said, I like the first two. I thought it was well directed. I like the first two stories. I thought they did a real good job of setting like an eeriness to it, and there was a lot of good use of like silence. There's a lot of shots where like doors open, but you don't really hear anything when they open. I did like that. Um, and I did like the kind of the setting of it's like a suburb and it's just kind of a sleepy night, and then all these kids just like run out. So
they
I had
got
like,
the lighting perfect for like the street lights and stuff.
mhm.
Because like when I got out and I like dropped off my girlfriend and stuff, I was just like, I'm half expecting these kids to come around that corner on that lamppost because it looked exactly like that. I was like, wow, that was very effective.
Yeah, so I was enjoying the atmosphere, and it was tense until I think Josh Brolin said like, "What the f?" And then I was like, "Oh, okay." Then we kind of devolved into
I
silliness.
like that part.
I know it was funny, but then that's like the whole rest of the movie is just like funny, and it's just like comedy, and the whole end with them running, it's just like they could have put circus music to that, like them running around. So I mean, personally, I'm not into horror, and I really don't watch comedies all that much. So these are like a mixture of two things I
Do
don't
you
really.
feel at all, Joseph?
Yeah, these are like two things I don't really watch all the time. So it's not two stories I gravitate to. I was kind of sad we didn't get kind of the Twilight Zone that I was promised. The only thing Twilight Zone about it is kind of like supernatural happening in very normal circumstances. But yeah, I think I'm in a very small minority because a lot of people are loving this movie, and I haven't had too many. I've heard one person not like it, and then one person liked it but didn't like the ending. They said the ending kind of ruined it for them. But
I was
um,
disappointed, but I would highly recommend it because I think it's a good addition to like a horror movie. Like it was very different from what you normally see in like
Yeah.
a Blumhouse or like something else.
it reminded me a lot of Nope, from
Yeah.
Jordan Peele. And it's funny because he tried to bid on this movie, but the bidding was nuts. It's he sold it for like millions of dollars, or he
Jeez.
auctioned it off.
Oh, to
Uh,
like Monkey's Paw for what do you call it? Distribution?
Yeah, and it was I don't know. It was a lot of money that they auctioned, 38 million or something like that.
Damn.
And Jordan Peele really wanted it, but they were outbid, so he like fired
Jeez.
all his people because they didn't get him the script because he really
What a
wanted the
dick.
script. But New Line got it. But yeah, I mean, I know it. Like I said, I thought it was well directed. He said he was inspired by Magnolia, which is Paul Thomas Anderson. So I really like his directing style. But and then he said was inspired to write this because of the death of what's his
Trevor.
name? Trevor. Yeah. So
I learned how he died recently too, which is kind of sad. It was an accident. He fell off his balcony.
well, dang.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, I understand why people love it. It was just not my kind of movie, but Let's see. Yeah, interested to see what happens next from him.
Definitely a better horror film nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, granted, it wasn't like the most amazing horror film I've ever seen, but compared to like what's been out in the past few years, this is a step up.
Yeah, it was an original idea. I really like the idea for it.
Yeah.
I wish it would have turned out differently for me, but it is a very interesting idea. Like
I will
Jared said, I
say-
tried to figure out what the heck 217 was, but it was just kind of when she was awake at night and did the thing.
Yeah, it just happened to.
Yeah.
Now's a good
I will
time.
say, I think I did enjoy this more because I went in blind, like what Michael was doing. Same thing. Like I just saw the teaser, didn't see anything else, didn't see a review about it, didn't watch anything until I watched the movie. And I think that helped a lot. So if you're watching this beforehand, sorry, my bad.
And then when Josh Brolin was doing the map thing, I was like, oh, I could make a pentagram or something like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, so weapons. Go see it if you want to.
Weapons.
Weapons. Not the weapons.
Theater experience, that guy's funny laugh.
I had, dude. So sat down, didn't know what I wanted because I had an omelet right before, but I wanted some food. And then Thomas got there. I was like, what do I get, Thomas? I was like, have you tried any of the flavored popcorn? He's like, I have not. I was like, okay. Still didn't know what I wanted. And 5 minutes later, Tom goes, just get the spicy ranch popcorn. I was like, okay, sure, I'll get the spicy ranch popcorn.
Gross.
Comes
No,
to
that's like his thing. He likes spicy. He likes ranch. I
You like ranch?
thought you did like ranch.
I like ranch at Wingstop. That's where I'm like, I want ranch at Wingstop because their ranch is amazing. Their fries with their ranch is just unbeatable, and I like it.
I see, there you go. He likes ranch.
But then it comes and it's just like it hits you before you even realize it's there. Like it's probably 80% spice, 85% spice, and 15% ranch.
Like when he got it, I was
okay with that.
well, like when he got it, I just went like, oh.
I was a little worried, and then I took my first bite, and I don't think I've breathed that well. Like it just went straight through the nose and down the esophagus at the same time. It's just, and I was like, oh my god! And I didn't finish the bowl. I always finish my popcorn. I could not finish the bowl. It was so much. Like the bottom.
You
was
should
just
have passed it down. We would have ate it.
I didn't even
We
know
didn't know you
were
were
so you guys
there.
walked down past it. So I was like, where the hell did they come from? But it
We
was-
were there like a half hour early. We were like the first one in there.
Oh my! Yeah,
I
sat
got
by some
the-
random people.
I got
They were funny though.
the Parmesan one, the
Oh
garlic
yeah,
parm.
is that
It's
good?
pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, the spice. If you want spice, like it's like hot.
I was gonna get that one, but I didn't want ranch flavors. So
You
I
don't
was like,
taste it.
Oh, really?
It's just nose running and hot popcorn the whole time. Then the bottom of the bowl is just red popcorn because it has all the rest of the seasoning. I'm like, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna have an upset stomach for like a day now. But
Yeah, I normally hate ranch, but this place by me does green chili ranch, so I love it because it tastes more
Yeah,
like
that
green
is
chili
good.
than ranch.
yeah.
I had a pretzel. What's weird is the pretzel at Premiere was better than the pretzel at Alamo, but the cheese was better. So
I
it's kind of
Interesting.
I didn't know Premiere did
Balance.
pretzels.
they just do like
They
random.
They have that like
theater-
box. Yeah.
Yeah. But the cheese was better at Alamo.
Yeah,
I will
see that.
say, is Premiere the mall one?
Yeah.
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 Their popcorn is terrible. Good lord.
I like that.
Yeah,
popcorn.
that's-
I like
It's, it's a make your own popcorn. It's
Yeah,
your
it's a
fault.
make your own.
It's too salty. It's too salty.
God,
And I don't even add salt.
you gotta work
It's
through
too
it.
salty. And that's me saying that, by the way.
But you make your own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it.
Give it some love.
Jared and Micah over there, like putting the butter
Gotta balance it out
scientifically.
layer
and-
by layer.
Push the bun for 2 seconds.
Well-
Put some butter. 2 seconds
like-
more.
Me and my girlfriend got like popcorn there like last time, and she's like, never again. I'm like, no, we're getting candy or something this time because
Although-
like, oh,
I can't do. Last time I went, I had the full bucket, and I had to get a bag the time after. I'm like, I'm just getting too old for the full bucket, man.
Yeah.
By myself with that, or I got to find someone to leave the bucket with me because I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's,
It hurt me.
It's pretty sad because
Yeah.
like I had to run to the bathroom after the movie after I ate that whole bucket of
Yeah,
popcorn.
it was,
So it's like,
it's like I'm
Oh.
what,
rolling.
do you have to poo?
dude, I have to do something.
We don't know what happens.
Yeah.
something.
He doesn't know how. He uses the 3 seashells. So
The colon is aching after that.
God, Colin.
Enjoyed all the weird creepy children commercials from Alamo.
Yeah,
Those
they had some weird stuff before.
those kids singing about poo poo and caca and
oh, I did have to show my girlfriend The Grapist from The Whitest Kids You Know, because she asked me like, who is this guy? I'm just like, oh wait, let me show you.
oh no.
So I showed her The Grapist and the Hamlet one, because it kind of showed part of that.
Yeah, I
so-
did. Yeah.
Hamlet. Oh, he's behind you. He's behind you, Hamlet.
He's breaking my butt. Don't break my butt. He's breaking my butt.
Oh, and then
Try and watch.
the last theater one, this was when the movie was still horror slightly, and we had our server, but she's like trying to keep out of the way, but her hair's all long and she's basically Naruto running towards our seats, just coming from the side. And I was like, oh my god, the woman's here.
Michael's like, the children.
It actually got me. I was like, oh Jesus. And then like people come standing in the light of the hallway. I'm like, stop standing there, it's creepy.
I don't think I want to sit that low anymore because you really get the runners the whole time
Yeah, it's gotta
when
be
you
like
sit that
either
low.
one up or one behind that. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you get like a breeze from them coming past, you're like, good lord.
I heard that there's some theaters where people would have their kids like run like the movie and like freak people out.
I know, that's good.
Our server was
Give
being
$5
kind
to a
of
random kid.
our server was kind of rude with the people next to us. She's like, if you fold a paper like this,
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
stand
I saw
up
her
so
say
I
that.
can see it.
That was
And I was like,
literally
dang.
Dang.
Although those people next to Michael were a bit inebriated.
They were fun though. 'Cause it was like
They were fun drunks.
yeah, because you could tell the mom was really into horror stuff, and the daughter liked going with because it was her parents. And I'm guessing the brother was on the other side by you guys, but and so like they kept like debating on which ones they had seen, if they had gone together, whatever. And like through the whole movie, they're just grabbing each other the whole time, and that just makes it more fun for like whoever's around because they were terrified.
That guy with the laugh kept going, oh.
That guy, dude, he was cracking me up, man. Good lord, freaking chuckles over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was our experience with weapons. Tell us what you guys thought about weapons. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we'll see you.
Type
Next
in the
time.
comments, weapons.
Weapons.
One letter at a time.
Weapons.